My name is Chima Ernest Okoli, and today I'm going to be your teacher and I'm going to be introducing you to the concept of sustainability and sustainable development. Yeah, so we are supposed to start by 9 o'clock, but it's 8:59 now. We'll just wait until 1 minute is over. Well, then we begin. So we have to start by 9 properly. So let's wait for about a minute before we get up to this teaching right now. So this is 9:01. Good day, everyone. My name is Chima Okoli, and once more, I'm here to tell you about sustainability and sustainable development. One of the things I would say for those who are just coming to terms with this particular concept of sustainability and want to know more about sustainable development is that a lot of the woes that we have in the world today, especially from developing countries or countries that still have a long way to go to catch up with some other countries before they can begin to advance, right? Is the fact that for years this concept of sustainability hasn't been at the forefront of what they were doing. For years, their businesses, their countries, their, you just name it, their organizations haven't looked at sustainability or sustainable development as something basically, as something to look out for, as something to inculcate in their day-to-day lives and their day-to-day businesses. So, what is sustainability? Sustainability is a long term goal. Sustainability is simply the ability for something to continue, for either a person or a system or an organization to continue and to continue for a long period of time, right? Sustainable development is the ability of you and I, a system or an organization, to meet their needs at this point in time without jeopardizing or without at this particular time or without jeopardizing. Yeah, good day. I think someone just joined. Hello, Pokemon India official. So sustainability is the ability of us to meet our needs now without jeopardizing our ability to meet our needs in the nearest future. So, hey, good day, Mr. Ifine. Ifine, it's great to see you here. I see we are 11 people up here. I think a lot of us have joined. So, as I said earlier, before we joined up, sustainable development, sustainability, the reason why are not doing a lot of countries are not doing so well. A lot of countries that we call developing countries now, the reason why they are developing countries at this particular point in time is because a lot of them did not put in sustainable development into the themes or the core theme of sustainability into the themes of what they were doing all the while. In the past 20 years, 50 years, 10 years even, we've seen countries like UAE and co come out from very horrible decision conditions and have become developed climes, right, and have done very well for themselves. So there is no excuse. If we are going to look for excuses from countries, from organizations and all of that that are not developed or that are not doing so well now, there's no excuse at all. The big deal is the concept of sustainability. One of the things I would love to quickly state is that foundations are so important. Foundations are so important. So if we want to build, Mr. Ifan here has written a message. So let me use him as an example. I know him personally. If we want to build a business, right, and we don't lay a proper foundation, right, we lay only a foundation that can take 2 stories, and in the course of the business we discover that we need 10 stories. If we try to add more stories on that foundation that can carry 2 stories, it is going to crash, and everything that we have built thus far would die a natural death, right? And we would encounter lots of challenges. And so that is that is the major quagmire. That's the major challenge that we find in different organizations and different countries that are developing. What is sustainability and sustainable development? Sustainable development is the ability to meet your needs today and still not jeopardize your ability to meet those needs tomorrow and next year and next 5 years. Sustainable development is such a complex, it's such a simple concept on one hand, and it's still a complex concept on another hand, because you have to learn to marry long-term thinking with short-term thinking. On one hand, you cannot say, oh, I want to build a multi-billion dollar business, and my multi-billion dollar business is going to kick off by 2030 and all of that, but we're going to begin operations in 2024, as it were. How do I ensure that what my business needs to survive, this is sustainable development or sustainability in thinking, how do I ensure that what I need to survive today, I am getting it without jeopardizing, without messing up my chances of meeting what I need to survive tomorrow, what I need to thrive in 10 years' time. So it is very tricky. And I know when I teach this and when I talk about this, at first I love to lay this solid foundation, and it feels like, oh, I'm using words like jeopardizing and all of those. Yeah. So that's great. I think, yeah. So that's great. I think I'm back. I had a little network glitch, and I apologize for that. I hope that people joining back again. So I'll be giving examples, but let me wait a bit for a few people to come back and join us live. I can see that nobody's here yet. Again, I really don't know what happened to the network that we had that glitch. Yeah, so someone is back and I can continue. Sorry, I just saw that there was a buffering, right? So, for example, let's use our health, for example, my health or your health, for example, and we're looking from the lens, from the sustainable development lens of health. If I say today that what I need to survive, yeah, I'm so sorry. I hope you can hear me again. I really don't know what happened to the network and it just began buffering. Please, Mr. Ifeanyi, if you can't hear me, please just type I can hear you in the chat box, and so I can continue quickly. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. Using an example like my health, for example, now, using my health, and I want to look at my health through the lenses of sustainable development. I like cake. I really do like cake. I like baked stuff. I like relatively sweet stuff. So if I feel, oh, I'm relatively young now and my teeth is in place, I can eat as much cake as I want, and I go out to, yeah, I'm back. I deeply apologize for the network issues, but I'm back right now. So if I say that because I love cake and I like cake so much, right, that I come out and say, oh, I want to go and get as much cake as I want, and I go and get cake, I buy 100,000 naira worth of cake, and I sit down, I eat it in 2 days or in 3 days. Am I meeting my need for cake today? Yes. I am satisfying my sweet tooth, and I'm ensuring that I eat cake. I eat as much cake as my mouth can take, and I rest a bit. Perhaps I use the loo and I get back again and I eat cake. Am I meeting my needs for cake today? Yes, I'm meeting my need for cake today. But am I stopping? Is there any chance that I'm stopping myself from taking advantage of cake in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Most probably, yes. Because should I develop diabetes or perhaps tooth cavities, or I have issues with my sugar level, or I'm warned by the doctor not to eat cakes because I've taken so much cake and all of that, then there's a big problem. It means I cannot eat cake 2 years down the line. I cannot eat cakes 5 years down the line. I cannot eat cakes 10 years down the line. And this may seem like a very simplistic example, but I would tell you where it comes into play, right, in the days to come. If I don't have 10 years, if I don't have 20 years, if I don't have 15 years, if I don't have 5 years in mind while I'm buying the cake that I'm buying today, I will, because I have the resources, right, buy enough cake, much more than I can eat, and load my belly with it, and I will jeopardize because I'm meeting my needs today. I would jeopardize, I would impede, I would stop myself from meeting my need of eating cake in the next 5 or 10 years. So do I need to eat cake? Yes, I need to eat cake. Do I need to eat cake now? Yes. Do I need to eat cake 10 years from now? Yes, I would really love to. What do I do? How do I balance my needs of today with my needs of 10 years' time? And that is simply a sustainable development framework of thinking. If I eat all the cake that I can eat now, it affects my tooth, it affects my sugar level, it gives me diabetes or something, then it will stop me from eating any form of cake in the future. Sustainable development thinking is I will just buy a slice of cake and eat today, and maybe ensure that I don't eat until next week. It's not because I don't want cake. Can I survive without the cake? Yes, that's important. So I can eat other things, right? I'm not doing it because I don't want to eat cake. I'm doing it, I'm stopping myself from eating so much cake so that in 10 years to come, I can still eat cake, albeit in little quantities. I don't know if anybody here can relate to that example or begin to see the wisdom there. Because if you don't have sustainable development and sustainability in your thinking, it is going to affect what you do now and what you do long term. Some of the short term feedback or consequences of eating so much cake. Now I can develop running stomach, I can develop lots of things. I'm not getting the right nutrients that I want for my body because I'm just loading myself with flour and sugar and butter and eggs and all of those. So without sustainability or sustainable development thinking, you are going to lose both now and in the future. So and funnily enough, let me just state that the short-term gains are there also, because I would have satisfied my craving of eating cake if I have gone out to buy 100,000 naira cake. I am op- as opposed going out to buy a slice of cake for say 500 naira or 800 naira or 1,000 naira. It's not because I cannot eat a 100k amount of cake. It is because I'm looking out for 3 years down the line. I'm looking out for 5 years down the line and 10 years down the line. I would give another example, and in this example, I will give money. I will use money as an example. So I have pressing needs. I need to buy stuff. Okay, Christmas is coming. I need to buy Christmas clothes for this, hypothetically, for my children, right? I need to buy Christmas clothes for my children. And there's the pressure because all their friends are going to wear Christmas clothes and all of that. But I know that according to my financial plan, I may not be able to go over and above for Christmas clothes for my children if I buy what they say that they want, the Fendi and the Gucci and the whatever it is, Balenciaga and all of that they want, right? It is going to affect their school fees for the next year. And I'm still working on my ability to improve my earning. I would either look at this challenge from the sustainable development and from the sustainability framework than, or I would just look at it of now. After all, I beg when my children just wear waiting all their mates they wear and all those type of things. For some of us, our parents understood this and they made some decisions for us that in the moment it felt like, oh my god, this is so bad, am I the only one that will be wearing this nonsense or all of those type of things. And over time we're able to go to school and we're able to do one or two or three other things that if we would have gotten all that we wanted, a great bicycle, some of the best, what was raining when we were younger, these glasses and hats and all of those things. If they had done that, maybe we would have not gone to school in January or would have gone hungry many times to school in January. But they had to use sustainable development and sustainability thinking. Albeit that was short term, that was very short term. The problem we have, one of the major challenges we have with businesses and organizations, is that we want to solve our problems now. We are just looking for a challenge now. We just want to solve this problem now without looking at in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, how will how will this business survive? I hope you and I know that even in our careers, there are some careers that we pick today, and there are some jobs that we choose to remain in that will affect our ability to grow and to do better in the coming days. I hope we know that there are some decisions we make as regards our careers, there are some decisions we make about the jobs, there are some decisions we make about the people that we even choose to associate with that will affect us down the line. That will affect us down the line. So you cannot just afford to do the short term thinking. Some people have taught in primary schools. They've taught for 5 years. You are just there in a local primary school earning 20,000 naira or 30,000 naira. You have not woken up one day to say, what am I exactly doing? My remaining here, will it affect me? How does it affect me 5 years down the line? Best case scenario, you are promoted to head teacher or what they call them now, principal or something, and your salary is 50,000 naira. How does it work? How do you want to build out the life that you want to build out? Now, am I saying that you should carry that your job and throw in the dustbin when you don't have alternatives? No, that's not what I'm saying. But sustainable development thinking is 5 years down the line. I want to be able to earn, say, 5,000 or $6,000 per month. What do I need to do today that will solve my needs today and will not stop me from meeting up to that target in the next 5 years? So one of the things that you can do, this is practical sustainable development thinking. You keep that job, but you wake up at night. You ensure that you also have a routine at night. You pick up a skill, whatever skill. It could be web design, it could be graphic design, it could be solar. Pick up something that you are very proficient in, something that you know that you are good at. Go and get a certification on it. Go and read about it. Go and get a certification on it. Then begin to pitch and begin to apply. It can take you as much as 6 months to 7 months of daily study to ensure that you have the prerequisite skills, the skills that you want, right? And when you do that, when you get the skills that you want, then you can begin to apply and pitch to some other things. What it will take you is just an extra level of commitment, an extra layer of commitment, an extra layer of time. You get it. That is exactly what is going to take you. And that's what sustainable development is. For some of us, I will give an example right now, and I'm not going to answer that example. I'm going to leave you to answer it yourself. In my country here in Nigeria now, a lot of people are talking about moving their vehicles and all of that to CNG. And I'm asking, is that a sustainable solution? Can CNG meet our needs now? Be answer. If 50 years down the line, 10 years down the line, are there any hazards, are there any challenges that we would face because we converted petrol cars to CNG engines? Are there any challenges? And if we look at these things and begin to look at the data, then we'll be able to have better we'll be able to have better frameworks and better ideas, better information to be able to make long-term decisions that will be beneficial across board. So I need you to begin to look at your life critically. And if you have a business right now, begin to look at it critically. There are some jobs, if you are a business owner, there are some jobs and some clients that if you fulfill their order today, fulfilling that their order is going to take so much of a toll on you that it's going to affect your ability to deliver excellently or even grow your business in time, in 5 years time, in 2 years time. There are some people that are not good to be associated with. There are some customers especially. So if you are entrepreneurs, if you are learning skills, there are skills that are obsolete. There are skills that if you learn today and you develop, imagine someone going to learn how to repair typewriters today. It doesn't make much sense. How many people still use typewriters? How many people do you want to how many people still use typewriters? How many people do you want to repair their typewriters? How do you want to earn from it? So these are things that you begin to look at when it comes to sustainable development, it is no joke at all, and it is not it is something that exists at the level of systems thinking. This is where the whole world is. This is where a lot of global programs are. This is where even continental and national based programs are. We're looking at sustainable development. We're looking at how we ensure that we meet our needs today for water, for light, for housing, without jeopardizing the environment, the economy, and every other thing, our social construct, such that our children and our grandchildren will be able to meet their needs. I hope some of you know that our parents attended universities where they were served food like 2 or 3 times daily and all of that. And now we have to pay through, they have to pay through their nurseries to send us, our generation, through school, and we are paying a way higher price to send our children through school. It means that the system that we have as regards education is not getting any better and it's not sustainable. So we have to sit down and think about it again. I know that the network hasn't been the best, and I would love to end this at about 25 minutes, and I would love to entertain questions. If you have questions about sustainable development and all of that, this is a great time to drop it in the comments, and I'll look at it in the coming days. I will also come on live to explain and talk about what sustainable development is. So this is food for thought for you in your business, in what you are doing right now. Have you looked into the future? Can you project into the future and begin to ask yourself, how does it affect how does it affect me in 5 years time? If I continue doing what I'm doing like this, what is the effect in 30 years time? What's the effect in 20 years time? And these are questions that when we begin to answer, it changes the way we reason, it changes the way we look at things. This is just a basic foundation of what sustainable development is and how it applies across the board. I hope that you've gotten value, and you can look at it and ask your questions as much as possible. I'll be in the comments answering again. I also want to know if there's anything that you see that I can do better, if there's any way you think that I can perhaps make better illustrations. I'm very much open to learning, and I'm open to hear from you. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for about 30 minutes. For every one of you that have joined this live video, I'm in the comments. I'm actually looking to learn and respond to you. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.